So this is going to be one of the last nights I have here. This is the last night actually. I yeah, um, the person who was covering the person I came with work. They got notification that possible contamination with the coroner. So she's rather than having that person. I mean, the person's been told they themselves are probably fine, but they said, oh no, don't go into work tomorrow, I'll drive back and go to work and stuff. So they're gonna take over. So long to vacation. I didn't get to go to the theme parks like I thought I might. Yeah, today was a lot of just sitting around, and I was quite a bit disappointed. I find it very hard to talk to who I come with. I find it very hard to talk to them to see if they want to do anything. So I don't even ask a lot of the time. I just wait for them to ring a bell and say, hey, I'm interested in doing something. Do you want to come? Rather than me say, oh, do you want to do something? It's like I don't really do that. I don't really push for it, because a lot of time they're like very prudish, and they don't want to even talk to me. So so I just but I would have liked to have gone to at least one of the theme parks. I do have this awesome annual ticket that I haven't hardly used, so yeah, it would just mean that I use it a little bit more, but whatever. I mean, I guess, I'd be spending an hour traveling to the place anyways, and I might not take an hour to travel by tram and then bus, but yeah, but it would take an hour to go, at least an hour to go to Movie World. So, and that's sort of the place that I go to the most, Movie World, and then I also go to the Sea World, as well. So we didn't catch a little boat like we were going to, and we didn't actually go to SeaWorld, not like anyone really wants to go on any of the rides anyways, but but yeah, I really just go on I definitely go on the Bermuda Triangle because I just love that ride, but I don't go on many of the other rides. I can't even remember what on earth is there. I'm pretty sure the dragon ride that I used to go on has completely gone, because but I haven't seen like the aquarium for a long time, and I haven't seen the polar bear, and actually I might have seen the polar bear actually, but I haven't seen it recently. Haven't seen any of the shows recently. No idea what they do now. But yeah. But I sort of half remembered long ago, like when I used to want to go to SeaWorld, I was being kicked out because the owner of the business doesn't like me going there. So but that's a very distant memory. Once again, it's when I was a teenager, and it's like been like many years since then. And I don't hardly remember, but I only just remember that, yeah, I could be that there is a possibility I might not be able to go to SeaWorld because I think I was like forever banned when I was a teenager, and yeah, I was just too they'd just look at me and think I'm just, rubbish that sits around trying to, sell myself. And they were sort of picking me up in a very weird way, and then they banned me, and so I'm not sure whether that would be still for there, like if they're gonna just grab me and chuck me out pretty much. But that's why I usually go to Movie World, because they sort of said, oh yeah, let's make a deal, you can come as many times as you want, we'll leave you alone, and you won't be kicked out. Pretty much, you can just enjoy the park, is what they said. So that's why I go there the most, because it's like, and I don't have a clue where Dreamworld is. It's like further away than the other two. But I don't hardly ever go to Dreamworld. So I sort of go to Movie World first, and if I feel like, yeah, but I haven't gone to SeaWorld. I went to the hotel like a few years ago, when I first, no, it was before I moved up here. I went to the hotel, and I hated everything about that hotel. It was so uncomfortable. I was crying. I couldn't swim because it was storming, and I didn't even want to order room service, which is like $30 a meal. And you're like going, wow, the prices are just too high for me. I mean, I have to have my parents' wallet and card and ordering something because it's literally $30 to $40 a meal. And you're like, oh, wow, it should be $15 a meal. And they're like, no, it's really expensive. So it's like this. It doesn't even feel like an ultra special resort though. Just, it doesn't feel like a mangy resort, but it doesn't feel like, $50 a meal kind of resort. It just feels like an ordinary resort. I don't see why they can't have better prices. They used to have like an $18 all you can eat, and then it changed to $30, and at the moment it's like $60 or $70. You're like going, wow, they really hike up these prices. The only thing that you can buy that's any good is stuff in the gift shop. But yeah, so that's why SeaWorld's a huge disappointment. But anyways, I stayed at the resort okay. But I didn't get to see very much of the resort because I was huddled inside because it was freezing cold and I hadn't brought any jacket or anything. So I hadn't come prepared for the cold weather, and it was freezing and I was freezing and I was upset. So I only stayed one night. And that was the last time I've been to SeaWorld. But if it wasn't storming, I probably would have gotten a ticket to SeaWorld to see the theme park. But I don't know. I'm not even sure I like it. But that's why I always think. I always think before I go. And I'm like, when I'm thinking, I don't even like SeaWorld. I don't want to go. But when I'm there, I usually find things to like if I'm allowed to, roam around. But yeah, but that's what I was sort of thinking. Like I was sort of holding back, asking, can we just go to SeaWorld? I just want to see what it's like. I'll probably only take an hour. Because I'm sort of thinking, I'm not sure if I've actually been banned from going to SeaWorld, like, and if we drive all the way there, and they ban me, the person driving me there will start to spit and fume and be like, oh, come on, we just, spent 20 minutes driving here, and stuff. And so, yeah, I don't know. So maybe it's a good thing that we didn't get to see it because I have no idea if I'll be actually allowed to go in and without, causing some chaos. So, yeah, so that's sort of why I wasn't pushing to go to SeaWorld, because I know there's a slight possibility that I might not be able to actually go and enjoy the park. So I'll just have to, break my little stick, and, we can't even stop by Movie World on the way back to our place because, they're in a rush to get back home, and because they want to go to work on the same day and fix up all the things that might have been overlooked and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like going, great. Well, that's like a couple of highlights I missed out on. And I didn't get to buy a little mini guitar, which I've bought before, but I'd like to buy that again, and I'd like to buy like 4 of them, and yeah. But I was going to do that tomorrow, like buy a little mini guitar, just either 1, maybe 2, or if I really want 4, but I think they're awesome, but now I'm not going to be able to buy anything. And it's so sad. It is sad. Maybe I should make my own guitar out of clay. But, yeah, so, and I didn't get to go to Intensity, but I've sort of been exposed to the Gold Coast a little bit, so if we ever do come back, I'll be like, yeah, I want to go to this place, and I want to see what's there, and I want to go here, so I sort of knew a few places to expect to go to. I probably won't go to the dino exhibit again because it's pretty much for kids, And I'm not sure if and stuff. So, and I definitely don't want to go to the wax museum because we've been there before. It's a bit grimy. And I only look at like one or two wax figures seriously. One, the Michael Jackson, and if there's a Marilyn Monroe one there, and if there's a Britney Spears one there, I'd look at it there. But I don't know if there's a Britney Spears one. But and what else? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been on the Skywalk before, and it's perfectly safe even if you have a heart murmur. So I'm like, pretty sure that I could go on that too. I'm not so enthusiastic about the forest walk where you go at night to see night creatures and you see I'm pretty sure we've been there when I was in my teenage years. And my mother was told off for being a bad parent because we pretty much were gulping on our chests. And I'm pretty sure we've been at something like that, but I can't really remember all these things. So, and that's the one that not really that enthusiastic of going, but I could, I know it's there. But that was closed due to COVID anyways. And after my mother, and after the person I came here with, after they found out that was closed, they stopped wanting to be here, pretty much. So, yeah. But, I know if he got sick, actually, does ever contract the corona or anything, or if one of their kids do, I know that will really upset that person that I came here with, who I live with too. And they're going to probably insist that they get a corona scan, and they're probably going to be told, no way, do you have corona? But they're I think they're going mad. They see all this stuff in the news, and they sort of make their mind to make a big deal and shout out, oh, I have corona, I want to be tested, I want to be found to have it and go to hospital. It's pretty much their mentality. And they've already been, tested by doctors and various tests, and they've been, having this, I think they're having a mental breakdown, and I'm not very comfortable living with them at all. So I think they want to just go to hospital. But they've had scans. Their diet health problem just went away just because they didn't feel like, just went away all of a sudden. It's like, oh, it came all of a sudden, it went away all of a sudden. And the doctors didn't find any evidence to support that they were sick. But, they're carrying on like they're really sick, almost throwing up all over the dinner table. And then, they're like, oh, doctor said I didn't have anything wrong with me. And I'm like, and then they suddenly not struggling, all of a sudden, they just stop mucking around. So I think they were just mucking around. And they're going to say the same thing about corona. They're going to get narcissistic. They're going to get sad and angry. And then they're going to make a big deal about corona. And then they're going to start blurting out, oh, I've got corona and stuff. And then going to insist to get tested. And, all over again, a big deal. And they're probably, and most likely they don't have it. They have huge amounts of energy for their age. And they don't really, and stuff. But, and I can see this coming, like a huge deal, and they're going to pretend like they have something really wrong with them and start blurting out nonsense and expect to be listened to, and, and I just get sick of it. They scream out, oh, I have corona, I want to be tested, and they're licking their fingers while making bloody dinner. I'm eating, germed up food, and that they want to say, oh, I've got corona, and stuff. So, I'm more worried that they have possibly a genetic or blood or saliva kind of disease that can be spread through saliva or something, but I'm more concerned about that. But yeah, no, I wish I could just leave. Really, I just want to just pack up and leave. I just so sick of this, total egotistical personality, self-centered, and over-exaggerating everything to sort of beat an invisible flame and just have fun having a tantrum or whatever, or having a drama. So, and I'm caught like experiencing and like watching this, and I'm like pretending to be dumb, but I'm not so dumb. I'm just annoyed that they just continue on being nonsense, of just thinking that they're acting and they're acting out, and it's annoying me. And I don't like it. I really don't want to live with them, but you know, my situation isn't so great at the moment. So yeah. Um I wish I got this PA, personal assistant at job that I applied for a few days ago to work from home position. And all you do is listen to a woman talk, like arrange stuff for them. But I don't know. Most work from home positions are some sort of scam or weird deal, and yeah, so I don't always like to apply for them.